Okay, our last year's semifinalists off to a good start today. Taylor, talk about the win.
Yeah, first match, a little bit of nerves, obviously. So it's good to kind of get through it safely. Play pretty well. Some things I'd like to work on tomorrow, do a bit better. But all in all, like in a pretty good place with my game after that match.
Taylor, after your nice run here in October, do you arrive this year with more confidence? Obviously, a great starting match, or is it? Do you not feel differently?
Yeah, definitely more confidence. How I'm kind of like approaching the tournament's definitely different than last year. Last year, I wanted to, I really just needed like a couple wins, and this year, I'm looking, obviously take it one match at a time, but like I'm looking to go deep and have a similar result to last year.
Hi. Just want to ask you about the change in your coaching setup. What led you to do that, and what benefits have you found from that so far?
Yeah, I mean it's not too much of a change. Paul is still coaching me, working with me in LA, and so is Nankin is still there. I was just told by USTA that Nankin was going to not be traveling anymore. They're going to keep him at the center in Carson. So I just needed to kind of find someone to travel with me full time. And I had done some weeks with Mike, and especially at the end of last year, we did some weeks, and it was going really well. So bringing him onto the team's been really good. Like I said, it's kind of just we knew that it worked already. So I had a lot of confidence hiring him more full time, and he brings a lot of intensity, and he pushes me really hard to work more. And sometimes I need that extra kick to do extra and work extra. So I think that's something that works really well with us.
Can I follow up? Or just curious about this film crew. Are you doing something for Netflix? Was it, or what is that?
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, for Netflix.
What is that weird, having people following you around all the time? Or are you used to it?
No, I mean it's not all the time, but it's I don't know. Like I think if I was really worried about like how it was going to be like perceived, I think in the show, I think maybe I'd have to like watch things I said, what I did, whatever. But like I've answered a couple of times. Like I'm just gonna be myself, and it is what it is on the outcome. I hope people like me, but if not, I'm just gonna not worry about it. So I haven't really paid too much attention to it.
Yeah, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
You looked super comfortable out there today. Is there a difference between maybe where you were last year mentally, in the sense that you sort of expect yourself to be successful and at least push in deeper into these big time events?
For sure, I think just my level as a player has gone up. I think I've gone up several levels. I think I'm a way better player than I was when I was here last year, and I think I've improved a lot. So yeah, I expect a lot more of myself. Back then, when I think I was ranked about almost 40 6 months ago, however long ago this tournament was, and now I'm in between 15 and 20, and my goal is to move into the top 10. So I've definitely have a lot higher expectations. So today. Maybe it didn't look it, but a little bit of nerves. Kind of got to shake it off in the first match, but I feel really good.
Bill?
Congrats. You talked about just now going up several levels. Is that more on the forehand, having confidence to go for shots? Could you talk about how you've done that?
Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of different things that have been improving for sure, but what's kind of, I think, tying it all together and really making the difference is just the forehand. It's become so much more of a weapon. I hit so many more winners on it than I used to, and it's something I really kind of needed in my game. It sets up a lot of points, wins me a lot of big points. So yeah, just kind of having that clicking has been really important for me.
And if I could follow up, I mean, it always seemed that you had a great forehand, but how did you pick it up? Was it practice going earlier? I'm
not sure. I think I think I would always have this joke that I hit my forehand better when I was like younger, when I was like 17 or 18, and actually just went back and last year just went back and like watched some videos of me hitting it back then and kind of started like visualizing that, and then it just started like clicking in matches, and I started really swinging out on it, and it just started feeling really good.
Chris?
I enjoyed your conversations with Michael at the ATP Cup, and I'm curious, when you guys look at statistics, are there a few statistics that you measure yourself by, that you focus on, that you want to hit during matches, or is it?
What do you mean by that?
Just wondering, are there some key statistics that you and maybe your staff use when you want to kind of measure how you're performing, or if you're hitting certain targets and executing in a certain way?
Not really. I mean, not statistics we can really look at. Like, I'm definitely trying to target like a certain ball speed with my ground strokes. I feel like when I'm hitting the ball above a certain, threshold, like miles per hour, then I'm usually playing pretty well. I definitely play my worst when I'm like playing tight and hitting the ball soft. So, but it's not like we look at. I'm not going to go look at my stats and see where my average ground stroke speed was today. But more of the stats that I look at are like before the match. I like to know, my opponent's like tendencies in certain situations, serve and where they like to go and like stuff like that. But as far as my game goes, like it's more about just like playing my game, and we can see that without the statistics.
Bill?
I'd like to refer to your going to Reno and Davis Cup play, and two-part question. If you were asked to give a tip or advice to just a weekend warrior who's going up into the mountains to play in high altitude, what would you tell them? And secondly, what was it like for you to sort of ping pong from the high altitude down here? Were you pissed that they chose high altitude, or?
I would tell them to definitely tighten their rackets up, maybe like 4 or 5 pounds, to help them keep the ball in a little bit. And then, no, I'm definitely not a fan of playing in altitude for sure. I think I've had all the worst losses of my career in a high altitude. But that being said, I went there with a good attitude, knowing that I just kind of had to. Just had to get the job done and beat the people that were in front of us playing for Columbia, and so we did that, and it was a fun week. And I am glad that I would have rather done Reno than somewhere on the East Coast and then have to come all the way over here. So it was close to Indian Wells, so I'm at least happy for that.
Taylor, I'm doing a piece on the American men that are 24 and younger, and there's a lot of them, but I'm really curious specifically to get your take on Jetson Brooks being, I've heard a lot of people describe him as tricky, maybe unorthodox. What do you think makes him a special player so quickly on tour?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely tricky. I think a lot of people might underestimate him just because of the way he plays, but he's really scrappy, gets a ton of balls back, puts you in uncomfortable positions. I really think that he catches a lot of people by surprise, and he competes really hard as well.
When you win a 57-minute match to start a tournament, does that sort of set you on a better course than if this was a almost 3-hour match or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, it feels good. Like confidence-wise, like yeah, I feel good. I think there's a couple of things I need to work on tomorrow, kind of like brush up in practice. Maybe could have just done it. It sounds like very nitpicky because obviously the match, it was 6-1. It was 1-1 today, but I think there are some things that I could have done a bit better. So, tighten up some things tomorrow in practice. But yeah, confidence-wise, it's great to start out with a match like this.
Bill?
You've done a lot of great things in your career, been willing to travel far and wide, play on off surfaces, but if you could change one thing that you've done so far, what would that be?
Like, what do you mean? Like, just?
Choice of coaches, choice of tournaments played.
Okay, I got. Back in 2017, I had some like knee issues and stuff. But like honestly, it was feeling pretty good. I think I had just won a couple matches here, and I played pretty well in Miami. And we made the decision to skip the clay court season and just do a ton of fitness to try to get myself a lot stronger and then be ready for like Wimbledon. And I wish I would have just kept playing throughout that time. I think maybe I got a little bit stronger, but I showed up like really not match ready when I came back. I was fit, but like I didn't think my tennis was there at all. And that year was like the worst year since I've been on tour. I think I finished it outside the top 100, and I would have preferred to just keep playing and not skip that clay season that year.
All right, anything else? All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.